Screen recording start. Yes, yes. Lecture we can upload also on YouTube, man. We have started the recording also from my side. Yes, Meenakshi ma'am. Meenakshi ma'am's message has come that can we start the meeting? Yes, ma'am, start. Yes, sir, I am able to hear, ma'am. Thank you so much. Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Vidya Salunke ma'am, and many thanks to the all participants for joining for the today's CME. In spite of being a Saturday and it's always a busy schedule for each one of us, and but I'm very thankful that you joined the session. The main objective of taking today's session was to let all our homeopathic friends to at least practice regarding the COVID contact cases in the best possible manner, because those are the one of the very good area where we can help so many people with our homeopathy, and it gives amazing results in these cases. So let me share my screen so that you will be able to understand and get a proper grasp. The topic will be very short. We will be giving some important points that how you can practice and how you can manage the cases in your own clinic. That is the whole purpose of us. So I am sharing my screen. And if you have any doubts of any things you want to ask me, you can. There is a chat box given over there. You can message your questions. At the end of the session, we would be able to take a few of the questions in the best possible manner. Just a minute. Okay. So we are starting for the today's session. In case any issue is coming, Dr. Meenakshi ma'am or Dr. Vidya ma'am, you can either call me up on my personal number itself, so I can do the some changes over there, because here I am able to just see the screen of the screenshot over there. है ना? Okay, let's me start with today's session, and I am very thankful to my family and all my colleagues because of whom I am able to take up such a task. He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life. This is a very great saying given by Muhammad Ali. He is an American professional boxer. But I like this saying very much. In today's pandemic, COVID being a very new disease, we were not knowing anything regarding that. But in spite of that, homeopathy has become a very big savior to so many patients. Because of use of homeopathy, so many people's money is saved, because we can avoid hospitalization of those patients, or we can avoid those patients to get into proper COVID symptoms. So this is the main objective of me taking up this case. We are the proper treatment of COVID we can take up some other day, but the main thing what we can save is that we don't let the patient get converted to a proper COVID case. That is the main reason of taking up this today's topic. The main name of the today's topic is homeopathic viewpoint towards COVID contact cases and their management by homeopathy. Let's move to the second slide. Now, few important traits regarding this disease on which we are going to discuss today. It is coming under a destructive miasm. According to my experience, since last 4 months, we are daily seeing COVID cases and we are trying to manage the COVID contact cases in the best possible manner. I'm getting the I'm getting the cases referred from different physicians all over Mira Bhayandar and outside Mumbai also, and we are able to help them in a very nice manner. That is the reason I am trying to share my knowledge to each and every person, so that you in your own clinic can help and manage these cases in a very proper manner. And this is a space where any homeopath can take up, and it doesn't come under legal complication also. Plus there is a very less risk to the patient, because we are able to save those patients on in the nick of the time and help them in a very proper manner. Now it is the pathology develops silently in the body, but it is very fast. So you need to be attentive while managing a COVID case. You need to be attentive that how the patient is responding, how the pathology is going. I will guide you in certain points that what special points you can keep in mind while managing these cases. And the treatment needs to be aggressive. We cannot wait and watch over here or give a single dose and wait that after 2 days some changes will be seen in the patient, or is the medicine working or not working. We need to be to the point and very fast. There needs to be aggressive and repeated. The repetition should be also very fast, and we can see the changes in these cases within a day. That is what I was seeing in my practice, that we can see these changes within a day. And timely follow-up is very much needed. Whenever you're giving a patient, ask them to update you in every 2 or 3 days, so that the patient is not lost or he doesn't develop any complications, because it develops very fast. That is the whole reason. Next slide is, what are the important investigation we should be doing in its diagnosis. आप लीव कर सकते हो और एक ना दरवाजा थोड़ा सा आड़ा कर लेना. Yes sir, दोनों बंद कर लेना. So what are the important investigations what we should be aware about it? So most important is the CBC of the patient, ESR levels. The next investigation is the serum ferritin levels. In COVID cases, the ferritin level at times goes more than 400 micrograms. The next important investigation is the D dimer. This is a very good investigation which indicates the activation of the coagulation and following fibrinolytic processes in that patient. The other causes could be DVT and pulmonary embolism also, but in COVID, this pathology and this investigation has proved very much helpful, that we can timely investigate and understand. The next most important investigation what we should be doing for our patient, if the fever is not going down in 3 to 4 days, is either an X-ray chest, but it should be a digital X-ray, or we can do an HRCT, that is a high resolution CT scan. The differential diagnosis of the many causes of this ground glass appearance include pulmonary edema also. So we need to keep these investigations, basically the differential diagnosis in mind, but from the today's current scenario, what we are seeing, COVID develops a ground glass appearance in these patients. The next important investigation is the CRP levels, and the next is interleukin 6. Interleukin 6 develops high when there is a basically a cytokine storm. So it is basically a later stages when this values changes. But initial level, if a patient has started to develop some changes in its lung, the D dimer value, the CRP value, and the HRCT you can easily understand. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Now basically my approach is always from the clinical standpoint of view, that we should be learning from cases rather than just theory based. So I have put up some important few cases from my clinic. This cases, I hope so it will help you in a proper manner to understand. First we will be seeing the cases, what thought process I had while treating those cases, and next I will show you that how you can do this thing in your clinic. So we move on to the next slide. Now this was a case of a young male patient, 24 years. He was basically a job professional. So now in this cases we have very less amount of time. See, from the daily clinic, other than that we had to manage the COVID and COVID family patients cases. So here the case taking is very short but to the point, and we go to the specifically in nick of time and prescribe the medicine. That is the way how I do in my clinic. So I am sharing you the way I took my case history. So this patient has a good amount of the thirst. He was telling that he is little towards chillier side, doesn't like warm water much, but while drinking he doesn't like warm water much, but he is a little chillier side. From the appearance of this patient, he was an heighted individual, and in this patient's father I had prescribed phosphorus medicine on the symptoms of the fever, and this father had a typical symptom that he doesn't like warm water while drinking. The same thing we are seeing in this patient. And a phosphorus individual, if you will see, he likes to have little cold water or a room temperature, or basically matke ka pani we say in Hindi. So that is the type of the water that this individual likes to have. And this was an indicative to me to prescribe this medicine. And from my own experience, I have seen one more thing, that whenever a medicine is being prescribed in a parent, the somewhat similar kind of picture you can see in their children also. So this is an hint I can share with you, that at times if you are not getting a proper guidance in selecting a medicine, you can use this hint while prescribing. So we prescribe phosphorus 30 BD 2 times a day basically for the 2 weeks of period. And here the importance of intercurrent medicine I would like to tell you, and the complementary medicine in treating a COVID contact case or a COVID case. So civilinum was the medicine which I prescribed in the night time, and a Bryonia was prescribed after 1 week, which is a complementary of phosphorus. While prescribing this manner, I have seen very good result. The patient didn't got converted to COVID and he recovered very nicely, and his father also. When we started the medicine, the same, he was basically getting a fever in the night time around 4 o'clock or something. He used to get the spike of the fever. During the whole day he used to be normal. As soon as we started it was actually the case came, we see we closed down the OPD at around 10 p.m. At 9:30 I got this case, so I immediately prescribed on all the indication. There were 4 to 5 family members, so I had to be very fast. So we gave the medicine to his father in the night itself, and the next day morning his son informed me that father didn't got any spike of fever in the night. So this was a very good indicative point, that, and this is the thing what I want to tell you each and every one of us, that homeopathy works fast if the medicine is to the point. And we need at times frequent repetition. Though phosphorus is said that its frequent repetition is shouldn't be done, but in pathology, according to my experience, I'd seen good result and it doesn't fail me. So this is what I want to share with you. Then we move on to the next case. Meenakshi ma'am, in case time limit issue is just coming or something, you can pause, you can put on your speaker and inform me in case of anything you want to tell me, right? We move on to the next case. This was a case of 63 years female. This was the mother of that last patient. The patient was having diabetes also. She was an asthma patient and was also having a past history of thyroid. She informed me she had vitiligo complaints also. Now, what was the symptom of this patient? This patient was having sneezing complaints, and the coryza which was coming was thick greenish. This was the symptom what the patient gave me. It was going on since 2 to 3 days, this symptom. She was also having a headache complaints and had taken some allopathic medicine to treat this cold and cough complaint, which was not completely recovered. Now, what was the thermals in this patient? And the thermals, along with that, the general physical symptoms of the patient. So patient was thirstless, and she was towards the hotter side. So she couldn't stand or wait without a fan. So those were the two symptoms. And she was also having anxiety for her husband's health regarding this. Husband was COVID positive. So on this few symptoms, we prescribed Pulsatilla, and she also told me one symptom that she cannot tolerate closed room. So this was helpful to me, along with the type of the discharge what the patient was having. Along with that, the thermals, we added up this symptoms and prescribed, and the result was very good. So, and Kalikam was basically prescribed as a basically a constitutional, you can say, that does intercurrent medicines give very good results, and she was having a lot of anxiety regarding her husband's health. So that factor, along with the physical complaints what the patient gave, and the patient didn't convert it to COVID. We move on to the next case. This was a case of 4 years female. Now her dadi basically got COVID positive. There was extreme groundless appearance in her chest. This case was little riskier for us because the SpO2 level of this patient was around 55 to 60. But we took up this case. Along with that, here I wanted to mention the help of the general physician, which is very important while managing these cases. So at a homeopathic physician, we have less time or less amount of time to constantly monitor this patient. So this case was referred to me by my elder brother. He is basically a family physician. We started and took up this her mother's dadi's case, and this dadi recovered very nicely. Though we were doing a timely follow-up, he gave vitamins, medicines to that patient, and this patient recovered very nicely. Now we go to the basically her to the daughter's daughter. Rutuja was the name, and she was a 4 years female. Now her basically cold had started since yesterday to this female child. There was coryza, which was watery. Sneezing was not that much. There was the voice had become little hoarse. So this indicated me and guided me that there is some issue or basically pathology is starting at the throat level. And today evening, when the case was taken, she complained of basically having a feverish feeling. So there was first chill. The child told this was a good thing. We need to probe basically how the symptoms are going on. So the child told there is a first she's getting a chill, and then the temperature had come. She was also having occasional bouts of dry coughing. The child had less amount of thirst, and she was chillier side. She didn't wanted fan and wanted covering at that time. On this basis, I prescribed the medicine Merck Salt 200. The pathology was given more importance in this case. That is the reason I prescribed Merck Salt, and Merck Salt is a category of syphilitic miasm medicine. One thing I want to tell you that in these cases, always try to keep the miasm in your mind, because in this case, if I had prescribed a medicine like belladonna, I doubt, because in one case I had lost. So see, we also lose cases that that patient had to be admitted just because the miasm was not kept in mind by my side. So the medicine which I had prescribed to that patient was belladonna for his throat complaint. He recovered in that throat complaint, but later on the pneumonia started to develop in his chest. So that is the reason that how I understood and I rectified my mistake. In this case, I prescribed Merck Salt medicine, and the child's fever stopped within a day. That is the thing what we can understand and make sure that how the patient responds. Sabadella was given on the basically a more bigger picture, the chillier side, the throat complaints, along with that few bouts of sneezing. And the fever, which was the type of the fever, that was first chill, and then the temperature was coming. So this was covered by Merck Salt. So that is the reason I prescribed this medicine. We go on to the next case. Now this patient was a 29 years male patient, and this she was a female patient. She was having back pain issues after her delivery. Fever was coming till yesterday. Meenakshi ma'am, you're not getting the voice? Hello? Okay. Should I move ahead? So fever was coming till yesterday, and she was having body pain. The full body was paining. Overall, she was a thermal side toward hotter side. There was a good amount of the thirst in this patient. Along with that, she was also having dryness of the mouth. So we prescribed medicine Bryona in this case, which was a frequent repetition. Along with that, we had prescribed Rustox 1M and then Syphilinum 6-2 powder. The reason of prescribing Rustox in this case was basically it is a complementary to Bryonia. Along with that, Syphilinum is basically a medicine which covers the miasmatic phase of this case. Just a moment. I hope you are able to hear me. Okay, I'm moving ahead in the case basically. Okay, sir, if you are able to mute. Okay, thank you so much. So we move on to the slides basically. This case also recovered very nicely. I got the follow up around 2 or 3 days later that the body pain had completely gone and the fever spike didn't came again. So this is the what there was a good recovery in this case. Next case which came was basically this. Now in this is a one-sided cases where we at times don't get complete symptoms of what the patient is facing. In this case, there were no complaints the patient was having. This is a 35 years male patient. But he had a fever spike which had come few days back. So I probed basically what was the type of the fever, what was the pattern of the fever which this patient had been through. So he told me he was having first fever and then the chills had come. He was also having less amount of the thirst right now also. There was little weakness in this patient and this patient was thermal wise towards hotter side. On this basis, we prescribed pulsatilla medicine and the cephalina was prescribed basically on the basis of the miasm. Why I am trying to give you the simple cases, the simple medicine, simple cases gives very good results in our practice. Only thing is you need to be attentive in these cases. We're going to the next slide. Now this case was a 65 years male patient. He was having a past history of bronchitis. He was a smoker, though he was saying that since 1 month he had stopped the smoking habit. But at times we need to be little cautious that patients, the basically those persons who are having habits, it don't always tell us the truth. So he had cough issues, thirst was good, no cold and cough. So now I prescribe medicine Nux vomica on the basis of his habits and the way the personality of that patient was. Nux vomica gives good results in these cases who are having sedentary habits and have liking for habits. Lyco is a complementary. Lyco medicine was prescribed on my experience also at times because I'd seen good results with lycopodium and iodium in COVID cases. Nux vomica's complementary was Lyco and on those basis I have prescribed this medicine. We move on to the next case. Now this case was a 35 years female patient. Now she was having migraine issues. This is the past history of of the patient. In between she had got fever and cold a day back. The thirst was very less. Now she was a little hotter side. She was still getting the mucus and was having a little anxious for her children's and the family person. On this case basis, I prescribe pulsatilla. So you might be seeing pulsatilla as coming close by. The reason, one of the thing which we need to keep in mind is the climate in which you are staying or the climate which is there surrounding to you. It plays a very important and a very good role in this case. The constitution medicine you can see over here, the Kalikap 30 was prescribed, 2 powders were given, one every week. Along with that, the pulsatilla medicine, it was a rainy season and it proved helpful to me. Now the second case was of a diamond job person. Basically, he was very anxious for his mother's health. His thirst was less. He was a little chillier side. So now this was the only history which we got. We had to be very snap. Hardly 3 to 5 minutes of case history we were getting. On those basis, the related seeing the anxiety the patient was having for his mother, I gave it more importance than I prescribed Kali phosphoricum. Kali phosphoricum also has a very good role in lung pathology. It is being prescribed for weakness and also prescribed post the patient recovers from influenza. That is the basis of prescribing this medicine was there. Now this is a 10 years male patient. The mother basically also gave me certain history regarding his height and weight issues. The patient was thin looking. So I told you in last case also we took the basically the constitution in mind. Here also the constitution was taken up, but the patient had less amount thirst. He was little thermal wise hotter side. His irritable nature was there. But I gave more importance to the thermals of this patient. I prescribed medicine pulsatilla. Calcarea fluor was given on basically the mental state of that child, and that is the reason we prescribed that medicine. We move on to the next case. Now this case was little having comorbidities in herself. So she was a 55 years female patient. Husband had expired 5 years back due to kidney failure. Now in this patient the fever was coming. The creatinine was also high. And then there was something specific related to fever. That fever used to come in the evening time. What was the pattern of the fever here? She used to get chill first and then the heat used to come. That is the fever used to come. Since 2 weeks this thing were going on. In this case, though we couldn't do basically the chest X-ray because she was not affording, so we started the treatment in this case. The other symptom which she gave was she was having a whole body pain. The thirst was also good, and the stool complaint also she was having. Tabacum basically was the prescribed as a little more bigger picture related to her nausea and the kidney complaints. Along with that, Drustox medicine was the main medicine which we gave to this patient. It was repeated frequently 3 times a day, and the patient recovered very nicely. We move on to the next case. Now, this case basically was a 29 years female patient. She was a receptionist at one of the pathology in Mumbai. She was complaining of that she is having some form of cold which is not able to come out, and this has started since the rainy season has started. This was the history she gave to me. She was also having body pain in the morning time. Before menstrual also she complained of similar type of thing. Thirst is there, but you can see that the amount of the water she was consuming was less. So at times patient says that मुझे प्यास लग रही है, but you need to be attentive that is the patient drinking that much amount of water. So you need to take a judgment at that time. The patient thermal was a little hotter side. She also was getting a mild headache, and she was much anxious for her mother. Kalikam was prescribed as a constitution. Kalikam had given me very good results in pneumonia cases. That is one of the things which I would like to tell you. Medicine Pulsatilla was prescribed in this case. One more case which I would like to tell you was a 36 years male patient. The type of the fever which this patient was complaining was first chill and then heat. This patient was little chillier side, but the one important symptom which this patient gave me was that he was having coughing since last few days, but the type of the cough was he was having just one paroxysm of cough, like and that's all. He used to stop coughing. Thirst was there. I saw the other symptom, but when I repertorized this case, cough with one paroxysm, calcarea carb comes very much at the top. I prescribed this medicine. Calcarea carb is also one of the part of the syphilitic miasm. So you are seeing my prescription, that is it. I balance the miasm along with the repertorization, along with the climate. So these are the things which you need to take care in a combination. Calcarea also covered the fever pattern of this patient. So you need to be attentive that the fever pattern of the patient should be covered. We'll move on to the next case. This was a 45 years female patient. Husband was COVID positive and he was admitted to the hospital. She had approached me for her husband basically first of all. Now husband's case symptoms we had prescribed. He was not basically the reason I want to tell you this case in a combination with the COVID case is basically his husband was not recovering. He was admitted to the hospital since last 10 days, I guess so. But due to his frequent coughing, though fever was not there, but frequent coughing, he was not being let out. I prescribed that case, and on the mental phase, I prescribed that patient Lachesis medicine. The next day, the female informed me, sir, his coughing has started to reduce. He was not able to take a proper breath because of that coughing. Lachesis was prescribed to that patient, and after 3 to 4 days, he recovered and came back home. That is the role what homeopathy can play. So here why I am giving you cases of this combination of patient being admitted or patient being referred to me, because your main objective of us is to save the patient's life. We can combine it with the modern medicine. That is all okay. We moved this case. So in this female, there was a great amount of thirst which she was having, that I am not able to satisfy my thirst in spite of drinking that. There was great amount of dryness of the mouth. This patient was a hotter side and was also having stress about his husband. Kalika was prescribed as a constitutional, and Bryonia medicine was given as the main medicine. Bryonia, I would like to tell you, it has helped me quite a lot in COVID contact cases. This was the main medicine which we chose as a preventive level in the month of March, April. We formed a team of around 18 homeopaths who are very enthusiastic. Dr. Vidya, Dr. Minakshi, Dr. Faruqi were the part of those team. There were many enthusiastic homeopaths. We discussed the pattern, how the fever was coming. We discussed and we studied the cases of how the pattern was coming in BMC clinics at that time, because when we were not given permission to approach those cases. On those basis, along with that, we studied Dr. Andreessen of Canada's his findings, And we then decided that Bryonia medicine's picture was coming very closely in those cases. We started to give that medicine as a preventive level. The study is still in process. It is we are put it up in the publishing. So in this study, what we saw basically, we had given medicine to more than 1,015 people. It has been given to more than 1,500 people, but the 1,015 on hand record we had taken the consent form of those patients. We followed up those patients for 1 month, and post that, in spite of being in hotspot areas where COVID cases were increasing, those were the COVID warriors, this patient didn't develop any COVID or COVID like symptoms. So this was the achievement what you can get if your medicine is to the point and you understand how the pattern of the fever is coming. This is what Dr. Hahnemann has also told us to understand and practice. We move on to the next slide. Now this was basically a 27 years female. She had increased amount of thirst and was having a cold symptom, that there was throat irritation also. In this case, the medicine belladonna was prescribed because the belladonna was covering the more important symptoms of this case. We are just moving closing up to the cases. This last few 2 or 3 cases are there. Then we will make you understand at how you can approach these cases in your own clinics basically. This was a 37 years female. Her husband was COVID positive. She was, see, you are able to understand that how we are approaching these cases. The thermals, the thirst, and the way the climate is. In these cases, that is the on basis on which we are prescribing the medicine. And we also take care about the climate, how it is going on. We move on to the next. This is the last slide related to cases which I would like to tell you. In this, I would like to tell you the case about the second case basically of Keshrinath. The name of the male patient is 70. He is a 72 years male patient. Now he had basically an angioplasty done recently and was an asthmatic patient. He required the thirst was less. Along with that, in this case, he had liver pathology in the past. And the damp climate was affecting this patient's asthma. On those bases, you can see natrum sulph was prescribed. So natrum is a medicine which helps in asthma, in COVID pneumonia like cases, and also has a very big important role on the liver complaint. On this way, we prescribed the medicine to this patient. We move on to the next slide. So this I had presented around 18 cases to you, and that was the main thing. Now I would like you to process this, how the basically the thought process was, and so that you can replicate this thing in your own clinics. So what should be the case taking in these cases? You need to be attentive, like in the related to the location, the sensation, the modality, and the concomitant. This concomitant is very important. You need to understand concomitant in terms of symptoms also and in terms of pathology also. Like in the last case, I took concomitant like the liver pathology along with asthma, and along with that the pneumonia which the COVID develops. This is the way how we prescribe natrum sulph in that case. Modality. Now the modality also is very important. The type, the reason the complaint is getting aggravated or it is getting ameliorated. The organ affected, this is the most important. This is the way how Boger used to prescribe in his own practice. The next important thing is the climate. In the month of the March, we had prescribed Bryonia till the rains were not there. As soon as the rain started to come, we've changed the medicine to according to the climate which was there. Rustox, Bryonia, Dulcamara, these are the medicine which helps in the rainy season. As we move on to some other season like a colder season, the medicines would keep on changing. So there is no fixed rule. So you need to be little adjusting to the case which you are getting. The type of the discharge, the expectoration with the patient, you remember the yellowish greenish discharge on which we prescribe Pulsatilla. These are the certain points which you need to understand. The time of the aggravation. In my patient, one of the case had fever spike around 4 a.m. On those basis, we prescribed that related medicine. In one case of COVID, I had prescribed Lycopodium because the aggravation of the fever was around between 4 to 8 p.m. Kalikam has an aggravation around 2 or 3 a.m. Midnight aggravation is arsenic. So this is the way you need to be attentive while prescribing the case. The pattern of the fever, this is very very important, the way the fever pattern is being shown to us, the concomitant complaints during the fever. You should be basically studying BBCR repertory. It gives a very good amount of guidance to us while prescribing. The patient is either thirsty or thirstless, this helps a lot. The patient is the thermals of the patient, how is his motions, urine, the sweat or sleep. You need to basically be prescribing it more often like an acute case. Is there any recent change in that patient? And then you need to prescribe it. The menstrual function also needs to be taken care about. The likes, dislike during the fever. Has there any change in the appetite or the liking? Suddenly he is having some chatpata khane ka man mein hai, ya certain other, I want to have craving for sweets or something. Like we also paid importance to the temperature of the water that patient was wanting, either cold or either warm water. These things are given in our repertory. If you know, then you will be able to find out and then search and then prescribe. The ailments from is very very important while prescribing, even in this COVID contact cases, because immunity, the homeopathy says, until unless you don't get disturbed at an emotional level, the physical symptoms won't be developing. So try to probe if something you can get in that patient. In COVID cases especially, I am getting good amount of ailments from and I am prescribing on those basis, which is giving me good results. Master the intercurrent medicines. In one case, I had given carcinosin to the patient. It was my initial case when we had just started to take COVID. One of my colleague, he is right now attending, Dr. Faruqi. He had brought me one case who were not recovering at all and was continuously having a spike of fever. He prescribed the best possible medicine, but the pathology of the patient was changing very fast. Some day he was having diarrhea, after 2 days he was having nausea, after something other some complaint was coming. So we probed that case, and on those we saw that there is a big history of cancerous cases in his family. We prescribed medicine carcinosin as the first drug to him. Next day the fever stopped and the patient started to recover. This is the important what intercurrent medicines are. Syphilinum was one of the medicine Faruqi sir had. We and Faruqi sir treated few cases by adding the intercurrent medicine syphilinum, and it gave an amazing result to us. Learn about the miasmatic load which the patient is carrying. The past suppression also helps a lot in his prescribing and the past history of the patient. We move on to the next slide, which is this slide is very important. The mental state which the patient is going through. I have given very specific points. If you master this specific points also, you will be able to prescribe very very nicely in your cases. What is the type of the fear the patient? Some patients are like bindas, kuch bhi hone do sir, koi issue nahi hai. This was one of the case of the patient who had SpO2 around 55-60. She was like confident, doctor you treat me, I don't want to get admitted, jo hoga dekha jayega. This is the way how patient presented me her case. So fear element was not there. We think that if patient SpO2 goes down, his fear would increase. No. Ask the patient or the relatives what mental state the patient is or what mental state the patient had been. Is there any anxiety? Wants help or not? Doesn't want help? What is the past trauma which the patient had recently gone through? Is there any grief or disappointment in love or any mortification or any anger or he is restless? Or any other emotional state where the patient is going through, you need to see and then prescribe on those things. Now we move on to the most important thing is how we are managing these cases. So I told you how to take the case history and how you want to you should be prescribing is given in this slide. Basically the repetition is important. So preferably 2 to 3 times a day or at least 4 times a day is important. Potentially I chose mine cases and mostly around 200 because that gives good result. If you getting a very very proper similar, you can prescribe 1 ml medicine also. The manner of giving of the medicine can be in the pills form, liquid or the water dosage. What are the parameters which you need to take care while managing these cases at a clinic and an OPD level? SpO2 is most important. I would suggest you to give each and every patient of yours an SpO2 meter at his home. Let him have that. It gives a lot of basically an assurance that the patient won't go in some wrong direction. If required, if the fever is not stopping, do a chest x-ray of that patient. In case the patient there is a lot of weakness, do chest x-ray in those cases also. Monitor the pulse, monitor the blood pressure. SpO2 Also check after a patient is walking a 6-minute test. This also gives a good amount of understanding that how is his lung capacity and what is the mental state of that patient. Blood values, which I had told you in start also, these are the common factors. D-dimer you need to also do in cases where you think there is a lung development of the pathology. Also, one important thing which I would like to tell you, also rule out, don't forget that there are common complaints also while treating these cases. Rule out if there is urinary complaint or any climatic or malaria or dengue. One of the cases which I received, basically he was having this fever complaint. In those cases I asked them to do first the fever profile of those cases, and in that malaria was detected. This is important. You shouldn't just go like सब cases एक जैसे ही है. You need to be balanced decision. This is the way how I studied and how I used to study basically. This slide is not completely seen over here, but these are the fever. This is the way how I study basically. So you can go in the back manner also, take up a therapeutics book and see what medicines are coming for the different complaints. And this basically, see, this is the complete slide which I wanted to show you. So I studied the medicine, what was coming for the fever cases, what was the medicine coming for dry coughing cases, what was the medicine coming for debilitating patients, what was the medicine coming for laryngeal affections. So you need to master this medicine. At least study this 10 to 15 medicine. It gives a good amount of in-hand medicine to you when you are prescribing. Because I hardly had 5 to 10 minutes for each patient to prescribe. And on this basis, since I had done my study, I could have prescribed in this case. These are the medicine which I studied before, I think in month of around February or March. From the month of February, I started to give preventive medicine to my lot amount of my patients, and those cases didn't turn till now. It is August month. That is what I want to tell you. Master the good common flu medicine. This is 19 medicine which I had given you. This medicine also, if you master, you can easily prescribe and save those cases from getting converted to COVID. I don't want you to go or venture some difficult thing, but at least master the common thing and save the patient. I'm giving you few guidance related to pneumonia stages medicine also. The first stage of the pneumonia medicine which are very helpful are aconite, bryonia, gelsemium, ferrum phosphoricum, veritrum viridi also was prescribed by me. It gives very good results. There is a change in the pulse or pulse rate of this patient also. Phosphorus, lycopodium, kali carb, sulfur. Later stage of the patient, the medicine which comes in the pneumonia cases are Carboveg, antimonium tart. Antimonium tarts gives very good results in aged patients. That is what I would like to tell you. Ammonium carbonicum, camphor, digitalis. Camphor, you need to have that coldness of the whole body. Hydrocyanic acid, I had heard about cases giving good results by hydrocyanic acid, lacases, veratrum album, and the snake remedies. The convalescence period, once the patient has recovered from the COVID, the medicine which helps are sarcolactic acid, kali phosphoricum, thiocinaminum, scutellaria. This medicine basically helps in resolving the fibrosis of the lungs. We move on to the next slide. Now our slides are ending. These are the just few slides. Hardly 5 to 10 minutes will be taken from my side. So my suggestion to all my doctor colleagues is to play a very active role in this space where you don't require some rocket science, but good knowledge of few common medicines, good knowledge of the repertories like BBCR, Phatak, Boric. Why I am writing the names of this repertories? Because these are authentic repertories. These repertories were given by doctors who had seen the cases, who used to day in, day out manage the cases. There is a good knowledge of materia medica books like Alan Boric gives a very good help to us. If you master this some common things, you will get amazing results, I am telling you. So what are the factors or the qualities you need? A good decision making. Consider disease from a broader standpoint of view. Importance to the mind, than generals and then the physical symptom. And most important thing, be courageous, because you can change someone's life. Because if he gets admitted to a hospital, his whole family gets disturbed. In my experience, I had seen few cases where the patient had come COVID positive and members of the family were sent to different centers. It was very troubling factor. In few cases, The aged patient expired also. They came to me late after their parents had expired, but I could hear those stories from themselves. In few cases, I heard about robbery happening in their family. Such bad things were happening. So why not play an active role when we have, and when we have the pathy from on our own side? That is the reason I want you to venture in this space. Even if one person gets saved with homeopathy, I think my purpose of giving today's lecture will be solved. So, dare to be wise, leave your prejudices behind while prescribing, take up all cases and save them. This is my genuine request to each and every homeopath who is attending today or who will be seeing the video of the seminar. This is my genuine request to you. If I can do it, you all can surely do it. This lecture was possible all because of MB Himpa. This is one of the associations whose जिनकी तारीफ मैं करूँ उतनी कम है. इन्होंने हर मौके पे, हर पड़ाव में बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले किया है मीरा भाईंदर के लेवल पे. मे इट बी इन द स्टार्ट ऑफ द पेंडेमिक टू द current phase to organizing this lecture. I am very thankful to Vidya ma'am, our president, to our secretary Dr. Minakshi Seth, to also our treasurer Hetal Kala ma'am. There are many more names which I would like to tell you, but our time is limited. I am also thankful to my family, to those physicians who had referred me cases, to those physicians with whom I had discussed my cases. Iqbal sir, Faruqi sir, Shipra ma'am, Nasima ma'am, there were so many homeopaths with whom we discussed the cases. On those bases we prescribed and the results are amazing. This is what my short presentation was. I would like to Dr. Minakshi or Dr. Vidya ma'am to take up the command from here. If you have any questions, you can message me. I'm just seeing the questions which are there. Yes, yes, yes. Can you repeat the question, ma'am? Thodi, your voice is little breaking. Can you repeat the question once? Yes, yes, yes. Hmm. Okay. So let me make it clear basically. So we were not giving multiple medicine at a time to the patient. So it was basically a form of intercurrent way of prescribing which we were using in our cases. So like one cases we had prescribed Kalika, along with that Bryonia was prescribed in that patient as a main medicine. So what we used to do basically in the morning time we can prescribe the medicine Kalika, give a gap of around 3 to 4 hours and then start repeating your main medicine. This is the way how we used to manage. At times, intercurrent miasmatic medicine like tuberculinum or medicine like syphilinum was prescribed. So these were given according to timing. Syphilinum we were prescribing in the night time. So you need to understand the timing of the prescribing the medicine also and the way it is prescribed. This is the way how I used to give. So it is not a completely a multiple medicine, but it is using your intercurrents and your anti-miasmatic at the right time in the prescribing. So my thought process is the reason I made this slide basically that you need to be attentive to each and everything. There are different smaller points on which we prescribe. So I told you like in the rainy season I paid attention to the climate. I paid attention to the pathology which the patient was having, the organ which was infected or affected, may it be throat, may it be lungs, or may it be some stomach complaints, or may it be diarrhea. So on those basis, along with a great importance to the miasm of that patient, along with the background, past history, and the family history, these are the factors which you need to pay attention while prescribing, and it gives amazing result when you keep a balance of this thing. Meenakshi ma'am. Hmm. Tell me. Hello, ma'am. Your voice is not coming to me. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir, I am able to hear. When you give any miasmatic medicine, then your voice is not coming, Meenakshi ma'am. Hello. Hmm. When I decide to give miasmatic medicine, basically I always make it a point to ask the past history and the family history of the patient. This is one of the things which we all need or should be probing, that what is the things which the patient is having at the background. Along with that, the pattern of the symptom which is developing in that patient. On those basis, we prescribe a miasmatic medicine. Like in the COVID itself is a destructive miasm medicine. So you need to keep the medicines of the tuberculinum or a syphilitic miasm in the background. The medicines which you are selecting or giving should always be on those basis. Uh-huh. So that is the medicine which I gave you, that post the influenza or for the weakness. And weakness also, ma'am, one thing you should be understanding that the patient chest X-ray should be done if the patient's weakness is not reducing, because at times you see there is a development of pathology and that is also causing a weakness in patient. And for the medicines point of view, if you want to ask me, the medicine like Kali phosphoricum, phosphoric acid, gelsemium, this medicine are very good medicine which helps in the weakness in these cases. Along with that, arsenic is one of our good medicine which has extreme weakness. The next medicine which I can tell you is about the stannum metallicum, muriatic acid. Stannum mat is also having a great amount of debility. Muriatic acid, if you see your materia medica, you see that the patient sides down. That is what the pathology picture is being told to us. So you need to balance, not just prescribe on one symptom, but take the combination of the symptoms what the patient is presenting, and then you prescribe your medicine. This will help in your weakness also. Avena sativa was also given by Dr. Shipra. Is a very good suggestion. It helps quite a lot. Yes, ma'am. I can surely tell you. Avena sativa mother tincture also can be used in these cases. Carboveg is also one of the good medicine Dr. Shipra had mentioned. Is also very nicely helps in these cases. So Carboveg and Kalikab is a combination medicine which you can always keep in mind. One of the case with Dr. Faruqi we discussed was treated by Carboveg, and that had given amazing result to that patient. I think Dr. Faruqi can agree with that thing. Okay, Meenakshi ma'am, tell me what more you want to ask me. You can click on the mic signal on your screen, and then you can ask if in case any questions if you are having, or we will close down our meeting for today. I hope I had not taken much time, Meenakshi ma'am. It was to the point and short, I guess so. Yes. Yes. Okay. I guess so. Questions are not coming, Meenakshi ma'am. So we should uh, stop today's meeting. And I hope we organize more and more such meetings. We bring more and more physicians to our platform, and let homeopathy increase and let it be reached to each and every physician so that they can practice with their day-to-day work. That is what my objective is. There's many of the cases which I received were basically referred to me by many physicians of Mira Bhainder, and in these cases we manage these cases in a combination. We let them also give certain basically vitamins, medicines, or certain common complaints that's managed by their side, and main medicine our homeopathy was added to that. Okay. 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 Okay, okay. Thank you so much, ma'am, for all your and thank you all the participants for removing time and joining us. Okay. Chalo, ma'am. Take care and good day. Bye bye.